What's up everyone? My name's Sam, and in this video we're going to talk about whether or not you should be an agent as a real estate investor or whether it's just not worth it. Stay tuned. So before we get started, I just want to get this out of the way. I am an agent in the Toledo and Cleveland, Ohio area, and this video is going to be coming from the perspective of an agent who also does a little bit of investing.
Now, will you please consider investing?
If you have any opinions that differ from mine, or you just want to point something out that I missed, leave a comment down below. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Being an agent as an investor has its pros and cons, so let's talk about the pros right now. One of the best pros of being an agent is that you're going to be making a little bit of money on the side during this whole process. Now, it is going to be saving you money if you are an investor, but the bulk of your extra money that is going to be coming in is by helping other people buy or sell houses. Now, your average commissions will range from 5 to 7% depending on the price of the home, but that 5 to 7% is based on the total sale price of the home, and that commission is divided in half, or however your brokerage decides to divvy up for the buyer's agent if you are listing the house. The majority of the time, the buyer's agent gets 2.5 to 3% of whatever that commission is. So that's just something to keep in mind, that you don't make as much as the buyer's agent, but listings you do make a little bit more depending on how you decide to divvy it up.
Money, 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 money.
Another pro to being an agent is the tax write-offs that you get from it. Since you are self-employed, you can write off expenses such as miles driven, home office, and cell phone bills. The list goes on. There's tons of things that you can write off. So that is another benefit to being an agent. Another awesome benefit to being an agent is that if enough people know that you're an agent, you're probably going to get deals brought to you first because they either want to list it with you or they know you're an investor and that you want to buy them from them. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed that people are going to bring your deals to you. If they don't know you're an agent or they don't know that you're an investor, they're not going to bring them to you because they just don't know to. So you're going to have to actually put yourself out there if you want those deals to actually come to your plate. If you decide to throw yourself out there, there's a good chance that you're going to build a ton of relationships also, and this is only going to play to your benefit. Whether it's just a regular home buyer or an investor, they're going to know that you're in the business, and that if you do a good enough job for them, they're going to refer you to other people, and this in turn is going to make you more money and bring you more deals. So you definitely have an image to uphold as you act as a real estate agent. Now, jumping right into the cons, you're not given any special tools. You have access to the MLS, but that's nothing special. A regular real estate agent can set you up on a criteria search and have houses filtered to you. And most of the websites such as Realtor.com, Redfin, Zillow, those are all ran off of the MLS. So having your license doesn't give you any sort of competitive edge in this case. Now, the second con to being an agent, in my opinion, this is the biggest. It is the cost of being an agent. It's going to cost you money to go through school. It's going to cost you money to get access to the MLS. It's going to cost you money to be a part of a brokerage. You're going to have to pay insurance for yourself as an agent. The amount of money accrued throughout the year that you have to spend on being an agent just isn't worth it to me if you're only strictly wanting to invest in properties.
Gotta spend money to make money.
Now, like I hinted at earlier, this is very much an effort-based job. So the more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. But if you don't put any effort into it, you're not going to get anything out of it. Whereas if you were just acting as a regular investor, you could have an agent do all the work for you, where all you have to do is just throw your money at it and get everything lined up after the deal is done. As long as you get it at the right price, chances are you're going to make money. And just to throw lead generation in there, you have to be a lot more careful about it as an agent, because there are fair housing rules that you have to follow. There are rules associated with whatever brokerage that you're going with that you have to follow. If you're cold calling or putting stuff out on the internet, you can't discriminate. There are a lot of rules, and you have to dig deeper into that once you get your license to find out what those rules are. And when those leads do come through, you are able to buy them as an agent, but the second you take them on as a client, you're no longer allowed to work with them as an investor, because it's your fiduciary duty at this point to get them the best price possible for their home. And if you're an investor, chances are you're buying it at a really steep discount. So there are rules of ethics that you need to follow if these people are acting as your clients. Now, if those last three cons didn't deter you enough, there is a lot of paperwork involved with these, and it's not as easy as it looks. It is very tedious just based on all of the different documents and addendums and everything that you need to get signed. So in my mind, it's a little bit easier just to work with an agent who already pays those fees, who already knows those documents very well. And not to mention that it's free to work with an agent when you're buying. The seller pays their commissions, so you don't need to worry about paying that agent. And that point brings me to my next one. The only other time that it's worth getting your real estate license is if you're selling such a massive amount of houses that it makes it worth your time, that you're saving so much money by not listing them through an agent. But chances are, if you have that many houses that you need to sell, you're probably not going to have that much time to be able to facilitate all of those deals actually going through to the closing table. And when you buy that property, you're more than likely going to factor in the cost of a real estate agent into that buy price so that it makes sense for you to have someone do all the work for you. Now, if you're contemplating becoming a real estate agent, I hope this video put into perspective how everything actually works throughout the process. I am by no means talking down on being a real estate agent because I'm one myself and I am an investor, but real estate is my true passion and I want to immerse myself in it. I graduated with an engineering degree and that was just taking up too much of my time and I wasn't happy doing it. So that's how I ended up as an agent. I needed to make ends meet. Then that's why it makes sense for me in my case to do it. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video, why don't you leave a like down below and click subscribe for more real estate related content. I am going to be having a lot more coming out here soon and it is going to be some pretty exciting stuff. So make sure you stick around to see everything come together. So with all that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.